wait for it, use cases. Obviously, you're not surprised. I hope you're not surprised. Anytime you're going to talk about, okay, the CDP or any technology, what is the use case that you're trying to solve for? But you might tell me, Jerry, I have a dozen use cases that I want to use for the CDP. Yes, but these use cases, in many cases, what I've seen are so general or so vague, I will put in. I want to have a better experience for my members on every channel. Great, that's a dream. We all want to do that. But what is every channel? What defines as a good experience? How do you measure that this is working? So my advice is, as you're putting together the use cases, I would say one, generate a library of use cases. That's one. Then I would say prioritize. So give them your high, medium, low type of priority, and then expand on the high priority ones, the ones that you think are the most important. So when I say expand, this is where start thinking about, okay, what are the data points, or even what are the data sources that are needed? Now, why is this important? So probably you're asking the question, well, but isn't that the time when we are doing discovery with the CDP vendor? Yeah, of course. When you're select the CDP, you're going to go through discovery on figuring out the exact data points and such. But when you want to do the pricing for the CDP, one of the questions is going to be, well, how many data sources you're going to bring in? You're not going to be able to answer that question without knowing what are the use cases driving these data sources. So domino effect, start with the use cases, understand what are the data sources. Do I need my analytics data? Do I need my CRM? Do I need email? Do I need, I don't know, other data sources? Right? So figure out what are the things that are important for that use case. Other than that, concentrate on KPIs, right? How do you measure that this use case is performing? Along with that, of course, what are the objectives? Is the objective financial, or is it engagement? Whatever is the objective of this, maybe you want to increase the member, your member space, whatever that thing is. Think about what is the objective, and then what would be something we all kind of overlook is actually the gaps that you think we might run into. In a perfect scenario, you might say, or in an ideal world, you say, oh, I'm ready. I don't have any gaps. CDP comes in, I already have the data ready. I know what needs to be done, and we just need to light it up. I can bet money on it that it's not going to be the case. So it's no shame for you to figure out what are the gaps early on. If the gap is, hey, my analytics implementation is not the greatest. I have some data integrity issues, or the data in my CRM is going to require a good amount of transformation and ETL. Yeah, that's important, because if that's the case, you should know that early on, way before evaluating the CDP, because some CDPs allow or support ETL functionality. Some support limited, some do not. You got to bring the data as clean as it is, or too bad. So again, knowing what the gaps are helps you in knowing what to expect. So that's what comes to use cases. Spend the time, get the right people in the room to figure that out. And then from there, depending on how big you want the RFP to be, pick, I would say, 2 to 3 use cases that you include in the RFP. That will be a good way for you to utilize some of these use cases for the demos. So instead of having the vendors go wild with putting together a demo, which will be perfect, right? Because it's the vendors, you cannot blame them. They're going to come in and show you their best looking product. Instead, come up with your use case and just tell them, hey, in the demo, I want this. So again, another reason why this is really important for you to build these use cases.